Super Mario Maker 3 has the potential to be one of the biggest and most significant Nintendo releases ever, and it might be coming sooner than you think. But why do we need a third Mario Maker game? Isn't the first and the second game already so amazing? Well, first of all, we have the problem that the first game is literally dead. It has been killed by Nintendo, and why am I doing this? I guess it's good that this game is ending. It's still very unfortunate, because the second game didn't manage to live up to the first game in all aspects. There's the 100 Mario challenge, which was so much better in the first game, and there were so many cool features like the amiibo costumes and other things that are just missing in the second game, and which made the second game feel much less, how should I say, special. Even though the second game has a lot of features, but it also feels like the second game was never fully completed, because it was pretty clear that they were planning more game styles and we never got that. And also on the Switch 1, it was very difficult to design levels in a convenient way. You literally had to do it in a handheld mode, because with the controller it just didn't work so well. And on the Wii U, it was actually a very nice thing to have the gamepad. So what could we expect in a Mario Maker 3? It would definitely come out on the Switch 2, because there is no reason for them to release it for the Switch 1, even though the Switch 1 would definitely be able to handle it. And on the Switch 2, they could use the Joy-Cons with the mouse mode to make level creation so perfect and convenient and nice. And it just feels like the mouse mode was made for a Mario Maker game. And there are so many features we could see in this game. First of all, in 2D Mario, there are a lot of different styles that are missing and that we could see. Like Mario Land 2, or Super Mario Bros. 2, or even New Super Mario Bros. For the DS. And also, we would definitely see Super Mario Bros. Wonder. That would be super amazing in this game. Another thing we could see is another 3D Mario style in 2D, like Super Mario 64 or Super Mario Galaxy, or maybe even Mario Sunshine. Anybody remember Super Mario 63? Yeah, this is what I'm imagining. And another cool thing we could see is perhaps sandbox levels, because they could also work in 2D. And imagine if we can design a super huge world which is endless to the top and to the side, and we have multiple collectibles in them, and we should just find them. Yeah, that would be pretty amazing. This is just a small example of cool things we could do with 2D Mario. But of course, there's another question. What if we get a Mario Maker 3 that also gives us the option to design levels in 3D? First of all, there's the big question, how would that even be possible? Because, I mean, it's just more complex to actually design 3D levels in an approachable way for every user. But we have seen an actual fan game that works on the original Nintendo 64, on which we can make Mario 64 levels. And I think something like this is an example how it could really work. But I think there's another problem with adding 3D to Mario Maker, and that's the quality of levels. Because it is much more difficult to design a good 3D level. And I think the percentage of 3D levels that are actually good would be much lower than the percentage of 2D levels that are good in Mario Maker. But anyway, it is possible that they would do it, but I don't think it's very likely. But why do I think that Mario Maker 3 might be coming very soon? Well, the thing is, we have seen a lot of Switch 1 games get updated for the Switch 2, but nothing happened with Mario Maker 2. And that could be a very clear indication that they are still planning something with this game. Of course, we could also just get a Switch 2 edition of Mario Maker 2, but to be honest, I don't think so. And there's another thing, Mario's 40th anniversary, which is actually happening this year. And so far we haven't heard anything from Nintendo about it. And of course there's the rumor that Super Mario Galaxy 2 would come out, and that's something I really hope is true. But in case this rumor isn't true, or in case Nintendo is planning something else, I think Mario Maker 3 is a very good candidate. Especially if you consider that Mario Maker 1 actually came out for the 30th anniversary of Mario. Yeah, there are a lot of things that Nintendo needs to do right for Mario Maker 3 to actually be amazing and to really fulfill the potential that this game has. Like giving us the original 100 Mario challenge mode, or even giving us more options to play the levels that exist in a cool format. And also we should really see all the missing features from Mario Maker 1 again. But what do you think? Do you think Nintendo will actually create this game? And what do you expect from this game? Thank you so much for watching. And if you like my videos, then consider checking out the video where I talked about the most underrated Zelda game. Trust me, this one is really worth it.